Alright, I have another scrapbook page for you today. This one's going to be a 4x12 scrapbook page, and I'm using this Becky Higgins pocket squares. And then I have this anthropology bag that I found in my stuff, and I really liked the design on them, and I was hoping to use it, but I felt like it wasn't going to work. It was too busy for the photos that I have. So I'm going to flip through this Project Life collection of papers that I have to try to figure out which ones would work for the photos from Valentine's Day this year. So I'm just going to kind of flip through all the ones that they have that are in this package and go through and try to figure out how it's going to work. And you're going to see me move different cards around. I just felt some were like way too heavy for the design of it was too heavy on the page and to go with the photos. So I'm just going to quickly flip through and find me some papers that will work. Alright, so here are the papers that I found and that are going to work, and I'm going to use that pink card behind the flowers as a photo mat, and then I'm going to trim down, well, first I'm going to trim down all the pages and try to measure out to see how much I need to trim down. It's like, it says it's 4x12 or 4x4 squares, but they're just a little bit bigger than 4x4 inches. So I'm just grabbing my ruler real quick to find it and just measuring out to confirm, and then as well as I got that little rounder corner punch to kind of even out the rounded corners just in case. So now I'm just kind of trimming down in this heart here with this ribbon banner across the middle of it. So I'm trying to get it as center as possible so the heart will be center within that top pocket square. And so I get that trimmed down and lay there, and now I'm just going to trim down the rest of the pages here. And then I'm going to trim down these different blue little stripes into different strips as well. And those are going to be behind those photos there. And then I will struggle a little bit here with it and also punch around the corners of these. And so just continue trimming down. See how it'll work. That looks good. And you're going to see me struggle, like I said, around the corners here, and it was just not coming out. So I'm going to play around with it a bit, but I will eventually get them all rounded all the corners rounded. Alright, so with the little video editing, they are all rounded now, and just kind of laying them down to see how they would look and trying to make sure that I get all the pieces shown. And I'm going to just put the glue on the back. I can't remember. I know I decided, yeah, here's where I decided that I wanted to ink the edges so that they would just stand out a little bit more on the page. So I'm just trying to find my black ink. And I'm just gonna ink around the edges here, just kind of give them that shadowy outline effect so that you could see them better against the different offset of the different papers. And I'm gonna do the same thing for those blue gray strips there on the orange. Quickly these edges. Alright, so I'm just going to now glue down these strips. See how I want them to be laid out, make sure. So fuss around with that a bit to make sure I get them how I want them. And there we go. And I'm going to take a sip of my drink probably. And now I'm going to paste down the photos. Now these photos are from my socket, what's this thing called? Zinc socket Sprocket printer. So the backing on them are sticky because they are sticker photos. So it makes it easy to just lay them down. It's an HP product. They don't print out the greatest quality photos, but I mean they work for what I want to do here in the scrapbooking. And that's all I'm going to do here is just glue these photos down now. So now I'm going to pull out these little wood veneer hearts that I have, and I thought they'd be cute just since it's a Valentine's Day layout to add those on there. I'm just trying to look through all the hearts that I have still in there to see which ones I want to use. It's not fiddle or other. Alright, so now that I've figured out, looking to see if there's any hearts in that one as well. Now I found the hearts, and now I'm going to kind of mess around with them and look through my stamps as well to see what stamps I could use. I knew I had some Valentine's-y love stamps, so I'm just gonna go look through those to see which ones I might use. Figured out which stamps I might use, I am going to excuse me, stamp a little, and I think this one says I love you very much, or you are the best. I can't remember. Yeah, you are the best. I'll put that underneath the photo of the hearts. I mean, sorry, hearts. The flowers that my husband got me for Valentine's Day. And just kind of figuring out to see if any of these other stamps would work. I don't end up using them because I didn't feel like I could get them to fit anywhere on the page, even though they are really cute. I just didn't feel like they would work anywhere else on this page. And now after that, I'm gonna glue down the hearts here. I use some of my Eileen's clear gel tacky glue. If I can get this to go, but and my camera is going to time out on me. I don't know what's going on, so let's switch over to it now. Here, so I found the letters. I found these. What are these stickers? What are they called? Like I said, all this stuff is so old. But I felt like they worked really cute because they had that rainbowy ombre effect. Oh, stickers, hey foil foam letter stickers. So I'm just going to spell out V-Day for Valentine's Day, and I'm going to put that up there in the heart. So I didn't decide not to journal on this page. I didn't feel like it needed any journaling, and I just really also didn't know where to put it. And here you guys see me fuss with each of them. I still made them each a little too long, so I have to trim down each of the little squares to fit in there. And then this page will be complete, and I will show a finished one of it at the end of this video. But in a moment, I'm going to switch over to doing the other side, the back side of this page, using that same clear pocket squares. So I will switch over to that in a moment. Alright, so here's the back side of that layout, and this is the Becky Higgins Design I pocket square. So I'm going to now scrapbook some photos from our friend's wedding that took place later that weekend after Valentine's Day. And so I'm just kind of going to go through all the papers that I have here and try to find some that would kind of match the colors in our clothes. They're kind of more, even though it was February, I realized everybody was kind of wearing a fall tone colors. It was actually kind of a cold February. So I'm just going to flip through all my papers here and try to find what will work. it down a little bit here after speeding it up and flipping through real quick. So I was really liking that floral one. I wanted the orange and those fall tone colors, and then this flower page. I kind of struggled with this layout here because I felt the papers I was finding they were making it a little too heavy. I felt like either too heavy on the top or too heavy on the bottom, so I'm kind of switching things around, trying to make it feel more balanced in my eye. And I'm going to switch it out now with this pink one, even though maybe in the end I should have done a white in the middle as well. But I do like how the page ends up turning out in a moment. So this is what I'm going to go with, the papers, and I am now going to do what next? I'm not sure. I'm going to use some more of these wood veneers, and this time I'm going to use these arrows. Since they had those arrows at the top on that paper, I was going to use some of the wood veneer arrows, and I'm kind of make a little collage montage thingy of the arrows here, stack them on this middle one where my title is going to go. Alright, so I'm also pulling out some of these little tabs here and label tab banner thingies. Trying to find ones that would work. Just gonna go through them all and see. And I felt like this pink one here worked, and I was gonna anchor it with the photo of my husband and I. And what was next? I think I'm looking through some more little embellishments I have. I found this thing about squad, little banner for the photo of us. We're a big group of, we're all pretty much friends that play volleyball together, sand volleyball together, and several of us have started getting married in the group. Some to people in the group, and then others we come in already as couples into the groups. Anyway, so I'm kind of looking through here. I knew I wanted to add some more black embellishments to this layout, and so I'm just kind of looking through to see what embellishments I can find that would fit with that black. And maybe I thought, oh, I mean, I'm pulling out stuff that's probably like really at least from 2012 embellishments here in a little bit when I pull out all my flowers that I had, because I thought maybe I could use some of the flowers. Since I had flowers down at the bottom, I would add some flowers embellishments to the top there with the photo. I really didn't want to use a bunch of hearts again since I had used hearts on the last page, but so I was trying to find some different embellishments that would work for this one instead of, like I said, the hearts. So I'll speed it up here so you can see me quickly go through all my embellishments. see what embellishments I've decided to pull out to use in here. So now I'm going to trim down the papers to fit and kind of just start laying out how things are going to work out. And since this page was, or those photos are sticky back, I kind of had to make sure first I put this tab on, move it down a little bit because I knew it would completely hold even though it's sticky on the back side of the photo, and make sure I line it up just where I want it, and then lay that down onto that page. And I'm going to pull out a little foam, there you go, foam backing thing here for to kind of push that button badge thingy off the page. And that little square I'm going to call done after I stamp the date on. I felt like that was a great place, was to put it right there on that tab. I'm just going to stamp that date once I find my black ink. And check the date. I think I checked the date too on my phone to make sure I find the right date. Excuse me. So now I think I'm going to go work, if I remember correctly, I'm going to start working on the top square. Here, starting to be, oh no, I'm going to trim down the middle one. And I'm just going to put that in there to get it out of the way. Since that page is done, or that square is done. And so I wanted to use those ribbon stickers there from Hobby Lobby to put it on the edge of that pink sharps paper. So I'm going to measure it out so well here by just laying it down and then cutting off the edge. And done, it's measured. Alright, so there, that's done, and now on to the next thing. I can't remember what it is. Do I go to the top yet, or am I still in the middle? Yeah, I'm going to do the top square. Okay, so I'm going to trim down the arrow paper. And I don't know, I struggled in the end with this one. I found that pink flower there that I liked behind the photo to kind of give it some texture and to get it popping off the page and kind of balance out those flowers on the bottom. And I found that little beaded heart that was actually missing some little beads on that one corner. I thought, oh, that worked perfectly tucked under behind there so I can layer. But I think the square is too small for all the designs, embellishments that I wanted to do on this page. I think that's what the problem was. I think it looks better when it was if it was a 4x6 page or a square. I think it would have worked better. But I mean, it's not horrible. It's not what I love. It's all right. I'm not in love with it. So I'm just going to kind of mess around to see where I want to put the squad. I debated, do I even care if it's sticking out from underneath, or sticking out above the square, like it's sticking out the square. But in the end, I decided to do it kind of like a banner down, and I'm just going to glue that in. Alright, so now I'm going to do some quick journaling, just journaling about how it's we're all at a friend's wedding. And they had it was a really cool thing they had after their wedding ceremony. They had instead of like they had a casino night. So just journaling about that there, just briefly. All right, so sorry about this. I'm kind of looking through my thicker letters, the black ones, to do my title, but I don't know what's going on with my camera. Why they keep turning off on me during the middle of recording. Anyways, what was missed was I just glued down those arrows, and I just kind of turned that middle square page part around to have the ribbon on the side. And I decided to do the title of Love is in the Air, since this was just right after Valentine's Day and it was for a friend's wedding. I felt like that was a good title. So I'm just kind of going through all my black letters because I do know I wanted to make it a black letter title. So I found these, what are these ones called? So many ones. I was trying to figure, again, this problem of trying to make the titles work with the, oh, those are, what are those Dear Lizzie letters? But like I said, I'm sorry, what I was saying is that it's hard to find the words, to build words when you're missing so many of the letters. Anyways, excuse me. So I'm just laying out the love here, and I'm going to fuss around with that, and then I will finish out the title, and then I kind of needed to find some more little smaller letters to finish out the title for because I found is and in here easily on this one. I'm going to actually use the upside down exclamation point to make it an I. Gotta get creative sometimes when you don't have enough of the letters. And making sure that I have all the letters before I finish pressing them all on. And then I'm going to use one more. I think I'm gonna do air next, and then I'm gonna I have to go through and try to find some letters that would work for the. Alright, so I found these two tiny letter stickers that would probably maybe work. And I ended up going with these Studio Calico little tiny stickers for the word the, and I decided to make it all uppercase. So I'm just going to glue those down, or not glue them down, post them down. And I believe this is everything for this layout on this page. So thanks for watching. I will have pictures of them at the end, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.